you ever got into an argument with someone about you getting back with your ex-girlfriend or which hemsworth is the hottest? Then probably you have experienced how irrational people can be about their opinions. Yet we still argue. You may not notice it, but we use arguments all the time. In the comments, with your friends, or even at family dinners.
When you try to convince your parents why you should let your ex-boyfriend come into your house, whenever you try to backstab a friend, you are using arguments. Each time you tell someone to do or believe in something, or when you're trying to explain why you do or believe in something, you are using an argument. The problem is, the vast majority of people aren't really good at making arguments. They just make their points out loudly or angrily, instead of building a solid foundation of logic. Now, one way of validating our arguments is through the use of propositional calculus. Oh yes, baby, we are using math. From our last video's topic, we have learned how to construct a truth table. When learning when to say true or false, you may ask, what the flip? What's the use of determining its truth values? Truth values are actually crucial in determining the validity of the argument.
Mathematically speaking, what is an argument? An argument primarily consists of declarative sentences or propositions called premises and conclusions. The structure of premises and conclusion forms the basic argumentative structure. Without a premise, a conclusion cannot be considered an argument, and without a conclusion, a premise cannot be considered an argument too. The premise is the Romeo to his Juliet, the conclusion, the yin to the yang, and the spaghetti to his pasta.
Okay, so how do we determine whether an argument is valid or invalid? An argument is valid if the premises provide a sort of justification for the conclusion, whereby if the premises are true, the conclusion is guaranteed to be true as well. Loosely speaking, if the author's process of reasoning is a good one, if the premises actually do provide this sort of justification for the conclusion, then the argument is valid. Otherwise, an argument is said to be invalid. It is important to stress that the premises of the argument do not have to be true in order for the argument to be valid.
Whoa! Let's slow down there, buddy.
I know, this is a bit hard to swallow. However, it is easier to visualize the validity of the argument. For now, we will be using truth tables. In determining the validity of the argument using the truth table method, we should, first, write the arguments in a symbolic form. Second, construct a truth table that has dedicated columns for the premises and the conclusion. And lastly, we evaluate. Now let's go to our thought bubble. Paula and her boyfriend had been together for 5 years. One day, when she was already on her way to school, she noticed she forgot her keys at her apartment. When looking for her keys, she accidentally saw his boyfriend who flirted the popular girl in her school. She wept and brushed her tears. Furious of what she saw, she said to herself, I will either grab the girl's hair or slap Josh right now. I will grab the girl's hair and slap Josh right now, then seriously, I will face detention. Now I did slap Josh right then and there, and I did not face detention. Therefore, I did not grab the girl's hair. Well, did she? Well, first, we will translate these sentences into its symbolic form. Using the keywords, symbolic form would look like this. The first 3 propositions are the premises. Then, we place a line beneath those 3. And finally, we will translate the word therefore into 3 dots in an upright triangle before writing the last premise, which is the conclusion. Second, we construct the truth table with dedicated columns for the premises and the conclusion. Then we would evaluate. Remember, the fundamental principle of argumentation. If the premises are true, then the conclusion is guaranteed to be true as well. Hence, we would mark the row with any of these premises which have the truth value of f. So, we mark those bad rows that have premises which are false. Okay, now that we have done it, we look to the conclusion of the unmarked row. Since the conclusion of this particular row is true, therefore, the argument is valid. While almost all rows have the premises with the truth value of false, What matters is the rows where all premises are true, so we don't mind those other rows.
There's another way of assessing an argument but using the truth table method. Let's see how the alternative works. Translate it into a new one-compound proposition. P or Q and P and Q implies R, and Q and not R implies not P. This method would still yield to an assessment of whether an argument is valid or not. But in order for an argument to be valid, the whole compound proposition must be a tautology. So when the truth value of the compound proposition is tautology, hence the argument is valid.
So far, how is it? Good? Let's go to another scenario. Paula wanted to make his ex-boyfriend's life miserable, so she thought, in order to take revenge of what Josh did, I will post his embarrassing video on Facebook, or I will have a date with my other close friend, Ryan. I have posted this embarrassing video on Facebook, but I did not have a date with Ryan. Therefore, I have taken the revenge of what Josh did. Now, we translate this into its symbolic form. Yes, you thought correctly. We construct a truth table. Now we assess. Judging by its premises, one certain case where both premises were true as seen in the 6th row yielded a false conclusion. If the fundamental principle of argumentation states, if the premises are true, the conclusion is guaranteed to be true as well. It clearly violates the standard of a valid argument. Since this is not a valid argument, the argument is invalid. Using the truth table, one way of rewriting this is through like this. Next, we find the truth value of the whole compound proposition using the truth table. As we fill out the rows, we see that the second row where P is true, Q is true, and R is false yielded to a false proposition. The argument is not a tautology, hence, the argument is invalid.
For now, you have learned the basic components of what an argument is.
We have also tackled what makes an argument valid using the fundamental principles of argumentation.
And lastly, we have discussed how to assess the validity of an argument using the truth table method.
As always, stay cool
Be grateful
and have a great day.